when people feel that they can use you and not respect the fact that they did use you.
Martell Holt fights for his life after horrific car crash near Huntsville. Reality TV star Martell Holt, known for his role on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, is currently in critical condition after a terrible car crash that shocked fans and left many praying for his recovery. The incident took place just outside his hometown of Huntsville, Alabama. Reports say his high-end SUV lost control and crashed hard into a bridge barrier, leaving behind a scene of devastation. Witnesses say the accident happened around 5 p.m. on a busy stretch of highway. People who saw it unfold say Martell's vehicle was speeding and swerving between lanes before suddenly jerking to the right and smashing into a concrete support beneath a small overpass. The impact was so violent that the car was nearly torn apart. The front end crumpled, the windshield shattered, and debris scattered all over the road. Other drivers had to slam on their brakes to avoid a pile-up. Some pulled over to help, while others were frozen in shock. Emergency responders arrived in just under 5 minutes. Firefighters and paramedics rushed to the scene, working together to manage traffic, assess the damage, and begin the difficult rescue process. Martell was found unconscious in the driver's seat, trapped by twisted metal. Firefighters had to use specialized tools, including the jaws of life, to cut open the wreckage and safely remove him without causing further injury. One rescue worker said the car was almost unrecognizable. Martell was quickly loaded onto a stretcher and taken by ambulance to a nearby trauma center. Once at the hospital, he was rushed into the intensive care unit. Sources close to the family say he remains unconscious and is suffering from several broken bones, facial injuries, and internal damage.
Love and Marriage Huntsville star Martell Holt just violated the no-contact order ahead of his domestic violence conviction appeal. So could this mean that he's going back to jail?
Doctors have placed him on a ventilator, and hospital staff are monitoring him closely every second. The next 48 hours, according to doctors, will be absolutely crucial. His condition is unstable, and any sudden changes in his blood pressure or oxygen levels could lead to another emergency. Medical teams are working non-stop to stabilize him and prevent further complications. Late last night, Martell's family released a statement asking for prayers. They said, "Please keep Martell in your thoughts during this incredibly difficult time. We're staying hopeful because we know he's strong and determined to fight." Back at the hospital, friends and former castmates have started gathering in quiet support. Some have lit candles in the chapel. Others are sitting silently, remembering the Martell they knew, the man with big dreams, a contagious laugh, and a deep love for his children.
Based on behavior that we've seen on the show, for me, it's sort of a telltale sign, very much like when we were talking about Real Housewives of Potomac and what TJ was doing to Stacey. It's a telltale sign, some of the things that we are seeing on camera, that it might be much worse off camera. But Martell has shown some really disturbing behavior over past seasons. Again, if you haven't watched the show, you probably don't understand what we're talking about, but there have been signs of just abusive behavior. I remember at one point I went on a rant like, why are we allowing someone that's being abused to be filming with her abuser? I remember saying that a couple of years ago.
Meanwhile, fans across the country have created online prayer groups and shared kind words on social media. One fan wrote, "No matter what he's been through, no one deserves this. Praying for him and his family." Another added, "His kids need him. Lord, please help him recover." While Martell's future remains uncertain, many people are reflecting on the path that brought him to this moment. Born on January 4, 1982, in Huntsville, Alabama, Martell was the youngest of 3 siblings. From an early age, he showed promise winning science competitions and leading his high school basketball team. After finishing high school at Lehigh, he attended Alabama A&M University, where he earned a degree in education. After graduation, he went back to Huntsville and became a middle school teacher. His students looked up to him, and his fellow teachers respected his dedication and energy. Eventually, Martell's interests shifted. He left teaching and moved into real estate. In 2009, he and his then-wife, Melody, started a business together focused on building and flipping homes. Martell poured himself into the work, managing teams and overseeing renovation projects. The company quickly gained a good reputation in northern Alabama for transforming run-down houses into beautiful family homes. Martell also started giving talks at local business events, sharing what he'd learned about entrepreneurship, home improvement, and goal setting. As his profile grew, so did his ambition.
So as previously reported, Martell was arrested in January on a warrant for DV. Melody obtained the warrant for the charge in July of 2023. This occurred after a former friend of Martell's paramour, Coleslaw, revealed the plot to use the paramour to release an explicit video featuring Melody on social media. And apparently that video actually was a video of Martell and Melody. But as you know, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell, even this past week's episode, is trying to paint the narrative that Melody was a cheater too. So they remind us, it says, during the latest Love and Marriage Huntsville season premiere, Melody explained what Martell did to lead her to get the warrant. Melody mentioned that Martell had sent her a text message threatening Melody to stop messing with him. He then sent a screenshot from the video they recorded. Love and Marriage Huntsville producers showed a screenshot of the message, but did not show the image Martell sent Melody. Melody confirmed the screenshot was from a video they recorded while married. She alleged that Martell's plot to expose her under the guise that Melody cheated on him with another man.
Everything changed in 2019 when TV producers reached out. They wanted Martell and Melody to star in a new reality show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. The series aimed to highlight the lives of successful Black couples who were navigating business, family, and relationships. Martell's personality made him a standout from the very first episode. Fans enjoyed watching him balance work, parenthood, and the ups and downs of marriage. He came across as confident, funny, and ambitious. He quickly went from being a local businessman to a well-known public figure, with appearances in magazines and on talk shows. But with fame came scrutiny. By the end of 2020, rumors began to spread about trouble in Martell and Melody's marriage. In early 2021, they confirmed that Martell had been unfaithful. The news devastated fans. Soon after, they announced their separation, and by mid-2021, their divorce was finalized. The breakup played out in front of millions of viewers, many of whom had rooted for them from the beginning. Then in 2024, more controversy emerged. In May, Martell was arrested and charged with domestic violence following a reported incident involving a former partner. Though he released a public statement saying he was cooperating with police and regretted the situation, the damage to his reputation was significant.
The duration of our lives, put some respect on it, because everything that you got now, you would not have touched anything if it would not have been us being friends to you and your family. That's why I don't like fake people.
Endorsements were paused, and even some castmates began to distance themselves. On top of that, Martell became locked in a legal battle with Melody over the custody of their 4 children. What started as a joint custody agreement turned into a courtroom tug of war. Each side claimed the other was being unfair, and fans took sides online. Despite all the drama, Martell continued to say that being a father was one of the most important roles in his life. And now, with this accident, all of that feels distant. What matters most is whether Martell will recover and what kind of future lies ahead for him and his family. His story is a reminder that no matter how high someone rises or how far they fall, they are still human. Martell has made mistakes. He's had moments of success and failure, but right now, he's fighting for his life. And people from all walks of life are rooting for him to pull through. As the news spreads, social media continues to fill with support. Fans are sharing their favorite clips of Martell laughing with his kids, giving advice, or cracking jokes on the show, hoping those memories will carry him through the toughest battle of his life. No matter what comes next, this moment has united fans, friends, and even critics in wishing Martell Holt healing, strength, and a second chance. It's hard not to feel the weight of everything Martell Holt is facing right now. This isn't just another celebrity headline or reality TV moment, this is a life on the line. A man fighting to stay alive after a devastating car crash that changed everything in an instant. No matter what people may think of Martell, the good, the bad, the mistakes, or the triumphs, this is a moment for humanity. At the end of the day, he's a father, a son, a friend, and someone who, like all of us, has lived a life filled with highs and lows. No one plans for their life to be turned upside down in a matter of seconds, And yet that's exactly what happened to Martell just outside the same city where his journey first began. Martell's story is one that many can relate to, not necessarily the fame or the reality TV cameras, but the deeper parts, the desire to rise above your circumstances, the drive to create something bigger for your family, the struggle to balance ambition with personal life, and the painful consequences of choices made along the way. From a humble beginning in Huntsville, Alabama, to national recognition on a hit reality show, Martell built a name for himself through hard work, charm, and a vision for more. But like so many who find the spotlight, that success didn't come without complications. Fame has a way of exposing every flaw and magnifying every misstep. Martell learned that firsthand, as the world watched his personal life unravel in public. But despite the drama, the headlines, and the controversies, there has always been something undeniably human about Martell. He wasn't perfect, and he never pretended to be. What made him stand out was his honesty, sometimes raw, sometimes painful, but always real. That's what drew people in. Whether they agreed with his choices or not, viewers connected with the struggle, with the emotion, with the determination. And now, the same people who watched him rise and fall are holding their breath, praying he pulls through. This crash is more than just an accident, it's a crossroads. A point in time where everything pauses. Where life is stripped down to the essentials: breath, heartbeat, hope. For Martell, this could be the beginning of a new chapter. If he recovers, it won't just be about physical healing, it will be a second chance to reflect, to rebuild, and maybe even to redefine what kind of man he wants to be. It's not easy to talk about tragedy, especially when the outcome is still uncertain. But moments like this remind us just how fragile life is. One second you're driving down the road, maybe thinking about your next project, your next meeting, or what's for dinner, and the next, everything is gone. The future is blank. And the only thing that matters is survival. Martell's current condition is serious. He's unconscious, in the ICU, and fighting through severe injuries that will take time and strength to overcome. Doctors are doing all they can, but they've made it clear the next few days are critical. And while he lies in that hospital bed, surrounded by machines and medical staff, there's a world outside filled with people sending him strength. His fans have stepped up in ways that show just how deeply he impacted them. People are creating prayer circles, sharing their favorite memories, and posting messages of hope across social media. It's a beautiful thing to witness, a reminder that no matter how messy life gets, people still care. That compassion still exists, even for those who've stumbled. Friends, castmates, and even people who once criticized Martell are now standing beside his family, hoping for good news. Because at the core of this story isn't just a TV star, it's a man who's been knocked down more than once, and who might still have the strength to get back up. And maybe that's the bigger message here. Life doesn't always give you neat storylines or clean endings. It throws curveballs. It breaks you. But it also gives you the chance to come back. To be better. To learn. To grow. Whether you're someone who's watched Martell from episode 1 or just learning about him now, there's something in his journey that speaks to all of us. This situation also shines a light on how we treat public figures when they fall short. It's easy to cheer for someone when they're successful, when they're polished and smiling on magazine covers. But what about when they're down? What about when they're struggling, hurt, or broken? Do we turn our backs? Or do we show grace, remembering that everyone is human, and everyone deserves a chance at redemption? Martell's life has been messy, complicated, real, and now, it's hanging in the balance. But if this tragedy has shown us anything, it's that people still believe in healing. They believe in second chances. And right now, Martell needs all the belief, love, and light we can send his way. So, as we wrap up this video, we ask you whether you're a longtime fan or just someone who stumbled upon this story to keep Martell Holt in your thoughts. Send a prayer if you pray. Share a message if you care. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can travel further than we realize. And to those watching who might be going through something themselves, whether it's pain, regret, illness, or hardship, know this: you are not alone.